Well, hello again, welcome to the VK60S Amateur Radio Channel. I thought I'd try the repaired tuner as the weather's cleared a bit. I can see some rain coming in as I look out of the window, but I thought, well, blue skies, I'll just give it a very quick try just to see if it churns. What happened? It didn't fire up. Made a nasty smell. Smoked my new diode that I fitted. So I measured from the inner to the outer of the coax. And this time I got a short both ways, and I thought that's a little bit different to what I had last time. Then I took this off and had a look, and it's smoked the replacement diode I fitted. So I thought, well, that's interesting. And then I noticed, with this removed, the short disappeared. So there was a short from the other side of the diode. I don't know if you remember from the previous video, I said it looks like there's a short to ground on the other side of the diode. Now, I never actually found that short. I assumed I removed it when I removed the damaged bit of, the burnt bit of board. But it's this thing. This thing is providing a short to ground, and it smoked my diode. So, there you go. I don't know if I can get them both in the picture at the same time. If you can look at this meter here, can you see the reading on the meter there? Over there, it's on the ohms range, so that's a couple of ohms. Take the cover off and the short's gone. Now, even with the replacement diode that I've fitted, this one here, short, if you look at the circuit, it's a blocking diode, so as long as it stops DC basically going onto the coax if you put DC in through here. So I thought it's going to run without that. If this is short, it's still going to run. So I put 12 volts up the coax again. Sure enough, all fires up, all looks lively, just as it did before. So what's happened is this thing here, this screen, in a certain position. You can see the meter, it's on the left hand side at the moment. In a certain position, this screen is touching something. There you go. There's an intermittent short on the way this screen fits that's causing the problem. So I'll find out where the screen is touching something it shouldn't be. There you go, that's just pressing down on it lightly. I'll replace the diode again and give it another go. Hope the weather holds off. I'll see if it tunes this weekend, I think, for sure. So, I actually read a post, it might have been on QRZ or something like that. Someone had one of these and they had a short internally and it burnt the board up, and they sent it back. And did they send it back or did they repair it? I can't remember now. But anyway, it turned out to be this screen touching something it shouldn't be, and it was causing a short on the 12 volt line. So that looks like the original problem. That's what burnt the original diode. That's what's burnt and the original RF choke. As you can see, it's got the other choke in it. And I never found the root cause of the problem, and the root cause of the problem is this screen. This screen is just touching something it shouldn't be. Now down there it doesn't look too flash. Looks like it might be touching some wires on these capacitors maybe, although these are tuning capacitors, I wouldn't really expect them to have a supply voltage on there. It's more likely to be over here somewhere. It's touching something that it shouldn't be. Just touching it, there you go. So, if you've got one of these and you've had it for some time and suddenly it starts smoking up D46, if you're feeding the RF up the coax, it smokes up D46, take a look at the fitting of this cover. Take the cover off and then have a measure, see if your short disappears. And similarly, if you're feeding it with DC power through the DC power socket, that'll be D47, it will smoke up in there if there's a short on this. Alright, well I hope you found that interesting as always. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.